Hello, welcome back to those of you who listened in the past, and welcome to any new listeners. We're very grateful that you take some time out of your day to listen to the Dhamma, and we are confident that your sincerity will be well rewarded. Today I'm going to talk about a story from the New Testament in the Christian Bible. For me, there are many inspiring Dhamma teachings that can be found in all kinds of other locations, other religions and schools of thought. So I hope you listen and consider this teaching. This is a teaching called the prodigal son. There was a young man who was the second-born son, and he decided he didn't want to wait around for his father to pass away and get what meager inheritance he would get, as in ancient times all over the world, and even to this day, in some cultures, the firstborn son gets almost everything. So he said, Dad, give me what you're going to give me, and I'm going to go out into the world and make my own way. The father gave him what he would give him, and the son went far away from home, and he spent the money in what the literature says was riotous living. In other words, he squandered his money on all kinds of sensual pleasures. Then a famine came into the land. He's broke. He gets a job helping a rich man take care of his farm animals. And he's standing there feeding the pigs one day, and he's envious of the food the pigs are eating. He's thinking, I wish I could eat as much as the pigs get. My life is really miserable. And then he remembered. In other words, he turned his mind away from this belief that he was a young man suffering starvation, far from home, far from the comforts of his rich father. And he decided, he humbled himself. He said, I've been so wrong in my understanding, and I have behaved so badly, but my father has servants and wealth and riches, and I am still his son. I'm going home. So he changed his mind about who he was in that moment. He remembered he had a really illustrious or a glorious identity and original birth. So it says then in the scriptures, before he even got home, and by the way, they don't talk at all about the journey home. There's not a single word what kind of hardships he might have gone through, what kinds of sufferings and doubts, etc., from the place of starving while he fed the pigs to the place where he's sort of going to be rejoined in heaven on earth. It just says before he even got home, his father perceived or knew or sensed he was coming. He ran out and welcomed him. The young man said, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I was deluded. I was delusional. I forgot my true nature. And the father said, never mind, you're back where you belong, and threw a party for him, and he came to live with all the comforts of a wealthy man. We say that in a materialistic way because that's what makes sense to people. if I was in heaven, I could have everything I want, or if I was enlightened, everything would be perfect for me. I wouldn't be hungry, I'd always be housed, etc. So that's the imagery they use in Scripture, that he was reunited with his original nature. So the teaching for us is we have been hypnotized, and we are living in a post-hypnotic suggestion kind of world. We've been told from the moment of our birth that we're a person, that we have a personal history, and we have these skills and abilities. We have this personality. We have a personal history that we call memory. And this constitutes who we are. If we write an autobiography or a resume for getting a job, we recount the things we've done in this world. But waking up to Dhamma is waking up to the fact that we have been deluded, we have been lied to, we have been cheated, we have been denied our birthright. And our birthright is that we are in fact sentient, we are in fact Buddha nature. And we need to remember this and begin to live accordingly. We need to see that we've been seduced, we've been hypnotized, we've been cheated from our real identity. And the way we do that is we begin to practice the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Noble Path. Just making the decision, just waking up enough to know that the life we're living in the sensual world is not our authentic life. It's not the truth about us. That insight is so powerful that it will carry us down the Eightfold Noble Path to the final goal of liberation from rebirth. So by meditating, by practicing mindfulness, that's our journey. However long it takes, however far it seems to be, that's part of our delusion. At some point we reach the goal, and the goal is to become fully awake. And that means we will have completely abandoned our identity as a person. And in this way we are, quote, born again. We surrender, we die to the delusion that we were ever a self, and we wake up to the truth that there was always something much more glorious, much more significant, much more powerful, and much more beautiful than being a self. This is possible. It has been happening from the time of the Buddha to the present moment. There is no reason whatsoever it won't happen for us if we practice the Eightfold Noble Path and the Four Noble Truths as they've been taught to us by Lord Buddha. It means we must have a right view and a right understanding and right speech, etc., etc., and we must make the right effort and have the right concentration, and then we will have the right wisdom, the right insight of full liberation. Thank you. Thank you for reaching the end of this talk. If you have suggestions for us, talks you would like to hear, if you have any personal questions about your practice, if you have friends that might want to have a group chat using the various apps available to us, you're welcome to reach out. In any case, we are grateful for your participation, and we hope you'll tune in again. Thank you very much.